Hello, YouTube family. I call you family because I really appreciate everybody that's subscribed and liked all my videos and has stuck around. Even though, as I explained in an early video, I have to take down the Christie videos to get monetized, which I will be doing probably on January 5th. And then after I get monetized, then I'll try to upload them again. But thank you to all the subscribers that have stuck around. It does not go unnoticed. I see so many videos online, different realtors. A lot of them are not from this area, but they're selling out. Sorry, I can't talk. I'm exhausted today. They're selling our area out quick. These people, they're not from here. They have no loyalty to here other than money. And they're saying, oh, here's why you should move to Maryville, Tennessee. Move to East Tennessee. Come move to East Tennessee. Come to East Tennessee. We want you here. Whatever else they say. But I will say, here's the pros and cons to moving here. I live in Maryville, Tennessee, in Blount County. A big chunk of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park is here in our county. I can get to it in under 20 minutes when I was in high school, leading up to 2007, but sorry, I'm shivering. It's cold. Now there's traffic everywhere all day, so it takes a while. But it's just ridiculous. But yeah, we still have the Smoky Mountains here, even though now the National Park Service has instituted a paid parking permit, so that kind of complicates things if you want to drive up to Cades Cove. But yeah, they say, come to Maryville for the small town feel, the friendly people. Well, guess what? We used to have that. 10 plus years ago, we had the small town feel still and the friendly people. What do we have now? It's overcrowded. Everything is super expensive. I'm 35. I'm from here. I cannot afford to buy a house. I've tried for years. It's ridiculous. And everywhere you go now, when I was in high school, again, I graduated in high school in 2007. I had an afternoon job. I could leave school at noon, drive to my job. I could get from one end of the town to the other in about 10 minutes. There was no traffic. It was all green lights. Now it's nonstop traffic all day. And to make it worse, you have people honking at each other and yelling at each other in traffic with, dare I say, not southern accents. I'll give you that. So not only are all these people flooding the area, but they're rude. They have no concept of southern hospitality and even common courtesy. They'll slam a door on your face at the grocery store and then yell at you for letting it happen. They yell at each other on the road. They honk at people in traffic. It's ridiculous. All these rude people are moving here, destroying our small town feel and southern hospitality. And they're telling all their friends and family, move here for the small town feel and the southern hospitality. It's gone. They ruined it. I hate to say this. I'm from here. I love this area. My family's been here. Part of my family, well, my mom and my dad's side's been here. Well, sorry. I got a complex family history. Part of both sides, my mom and my dad's side, have been here for over 200 years. The other part are natives. They've been here for thousands of years. And I'm still in contact with that side of the family. I'm not going to give out names, but anyways, I prefer the term Tennessean over American. I'm just saying. Anyways, they're ruining the area, and they're like, oh, come here. And when you go out in the store, I'll hold the door open for somebody that's going to the store, and they just look at me weird, like I have an issue. And you know where I saw that last? I lived in northern Indiana for a year and a half. I had to deal with all them Yankees. They acted the same way. Just look at you funny when you try to do something for them. Like you like you were trying to get money or something out of them. All that's here now. So I hate to say it, as much as I love our hometown in East Tennessee, it's it's really gotten ridiculous. I hate to make this video, but every time I go out into town, whether it's just to the grocery store to get gas or to go get something to eat, you have people yelling and honking at you, being rude to you in the store. It's like it's a whole different town. I hate it. Why can't... I would like to say this. To anybody who considers moving to East Tennessee, please try to be courteous and hospitable. We are used to doing things a lot slower down here in the South. We try to enjoy life. We're not in a hurry all the time. I'm sorry if we offend you. If we sit at a if this traffic light turns green, and we sit there for about 3 seconds before we take off, you don't need to start honking your horn and yelling. Have some courtesy. You chose to move to the South. We didn't ask for this flood of people to come that raise up the cost of living, overcrowded our roads and highways, and our precious countrysides that we were told growing up throughout elementary school. I was told this nonstop. Let's preserve our natural heritage and our countrysides. We're one of the last few places in the country that cares about the environment. Well, guess what? All these people came here. They started buying up property, building apartment complexes and businesses on top of it. They don't care about our countryside. They only care about money. So if you have the urge to move down here, just know, we will love you and treat you like family, but you have to do your part as well. Respect our countryside. Don't treat people like second-class citizens in their own hometown when they're just simply going a little bit slower than you're used to, because we care more about enjoying life. I'm sorry if that's offensive, that we enjoy life. We don't care what you look like, what you believe, who you love, or where you're from. We believe in treating people like family and enjoying life. But when you come down here and you start just throwing money at things and building everything up and treating the locals like second-class citizens, and I'm not just speaking for me. I've got friends I grew up with, Hispanics, blacks. I got Asian friends that grew up here. We all feel the same. This isn't I guess you'd say it isn't us versus them thing. It's a people who grew up here locally versus everybody else. And we grew up here and chose to keep this as our home before it was cool. When I was in high school, people were trying to leave. They were trying to go to New York and California and everything else. And I know that for a fact because I was one of them. I was young, dumb, and full of stupidity. I tried to leave too because I was like, man, this boring town, this ain't going to get me nowhere. But I learned my lesson when I grew up and matured. But now they're treating this like a trendy social media craze where you just come here and just force your ways on people. Oh, yeah, I'm going to drive around town and run people off the road, but I'm going to keep my Michigan plates on my car so people know where I'm from because Michigan is awesome. Or wherever they're from. California, I see California plates still, Colorado plates, Oregon plates, Washington plates. What's the others? Massachusetts plates, many areas. And they keep the plates on their cars because they're proud of where they came from, but they're not proud enough to stay where they were from and make it a better place. Instead, it gets worse. They move here and they come make it worse here. I'm not ranting. Well, I'm sorry. I'm tired. I am ranting and raving. I'm not saying you shouldn't move here. We love people. But understand the impact it's having in our overcrowded area. Especially, listen, we can adapt to overcrowding, more traffic and all that. The poor people up in Sevier County, Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, Gatlinburg, they had to deal with that several years before us with the tourism. But when you come here and treat us all like dog trash because you consider Southerners backwards and slower, but you choose to move here still and live here, it's like, what are you doing? You know how we are. Don't come here and treat us like dirt. We're very open and accepting. But we're not floor mats. I'm just saying, I hate to do this video. I'm friendly. I love everybody. I want everybody to get along. But I have to stand up for my people. And that's East Tennesseans. No matter what you look like, where your family's originally from, what you believe, who you love. If you grew up in East Tennessee, you're my family. And I'm going to stick up for you. So, people moving here, please remember that. We're strong in East Tennessee. We have a good history of coming together and doing things right. Don't come here and mess it up with your overpopulation and your heavy traffic and increased cost of living, because, well, I don't know what it will do, because we don't get to control the housing market. People that own properties do, though, and they take advantage. So, anyways, if you're coming to East Tennessee, just please be courteous. And remember, you're in a different area. You're not in... I lived in Fort Wayne, Indiana for a year and a half. I had to learn the hard way how things are done up north. Fast traffic, people in a hurry, rude people. Nobody cares about anybody but themselves. And when I moved back to Tennessee in 2011, I was like, man, I'm so glad to be away from that. Now it's here. People are rude. I can't tell you. I went years. I got my driver's license in 2004. And I was never once honked at in traffic until about... Yeah, it was last year, 2022. I was honked at by somebody because I wasn't fast enough. And then they yelled at me in some Michigan or New York accent. What are you doing to our areas? Move here for the small town feel. You'll love it. Hashtag EastTN. But you're ruining it. We've done things a lot different here for many, many years. If you can move somewhere and understand that and know we enjoy life at a slower pace because it gives you more time to enjoy things, then you'll be alright. I don't care how somebody talks. If they're willing to accept us as a valid culture, then you'll be fine. I don't know what else to say. So, sorry about the rant, but I took my family out today, and to be treated like second-class trash in my own hometown. I'm from here, okay? These people that act like this are not from here. I'm from here. I'm a local. I'm a native. Half my family's been here for over 200 years. The other half's been here for over 1,000. But I'm treated like a second-class citizen because I'm a native Tennessean. Oh, you're a backwards southern boy. You're a hillbilly. You're a hick. You're a redneck. Well, why move here if you don't like those? If you don't like us, why move here? I'm sorry. It just sucks. It gets old. I grew up in a predominantly black neighborhood, black and Hispanic, in Alcoa. If you're from here, you know about Alcoa. Yes, the white guys were kind of afraid of it, but I mean, I grew up there. There's nothing to be afraid. It's an East Tennessee community. If you're a good person, everybody's going to be good to you. But people in those neighborhoods that grew up here too are the same way. It's like all these outsiders, okay? Now you've separated us. You've got the local East Tennesseans. It doesn't matter what we look like. We're all local East Tennesseans that grew up here before it was cool to live here. You got us pitted against everybody else moving here, and they're like, oh, these backwards hillbilly rednecks, oh, you better watch out for them. Well, I'm sorry. We are hospitable. We have southern hospitality, all of us. Even those who grew up here whose first language wasn't English. They adopted Southern hospitality and made it their own. But when you come to an area and you treat it like second-class citizens, I hate to say this, but I've really been thinking about this. That's no better than the colonizers moving into areas and forcing the natives out and treating them like trash until they moved out. That's really what it feels like now. East Tennesseans are strong, we're humble, and we're friendly. But I do have an issue with you taking advantage and just being jerks, trying to, oh, I'm going to show them how to act. No, you're not. If you're not from here, you don't have roots like we have. We are very loyal. So, anyways, I'm just ranting. I hope this helps somebody. I hate to record this, but I'm sick of not only, well, I don't really care about myself as much. I mean, I can handle a lot of stuff, but to see my own my own East Tennessean family of every background be treated like dirt and second-class citizens in our own town where we grew up, where we stayed out till after dark riding bicycles, playing basketball in the streets, going to the public library till it closed to get on the computers. Everything. It's very depressing. I will say this. If you're moving here and you think it's all great and stuff, here's my perspective as a local who grew up here. It is very, extremely depressing and frustrating to be treated like second-class dirt for simply going to the grocery store in our town and being a little too slow when we move around because we like to savor life and enjoy the beautiful things about life and soak everything in. So, I hope this helps somebody. If you're from East Tennessee and you grew up here, or actually any part of Tennessee, I'm Keegan the Tennessean. I love all of Tennessee. If you're a native Tennessean, no matter what your cultural or ancestral background is, hit me up in the comments and I'd love to chit chat from one Tennessean to another. Thank you. Y'all have a good night.